Most people will live their whole lives trapped inside a prison made of opinions. They move like puppets, controlled by strings of validation. They wake up thinking about what others will say, what others will post, what others will think. And because of that, they never move with freedom. They never discover who they really are because they've spent their entire lives being who others expect them to be. You have to kill that noise. You have to reach a point where you're no longer begging for approval, no longer adjusting your life to fit someone else's idea of you. You have to stop living to be liked. Every time you change who you are to make someone else comfortable, you shrink. Every time you let their opinions decide your next move, you lose power. You don't need their permission to become great. You don't need their support to be consistent. People are always going to talk. That's the law of life. You'll be too loud for some, too quiet for others, too confident, too humble, too driven, too obsessed. You can't win in their eyes, so stop playing their game. The world will criticize you whether you win or lose, so you might as well do it on your own terms. Stop letting the words of people who haven't done anything shape the one life you've been given. You have to build yourself so solid that their judgment can't touch you. When they doubt you, let it push you harder. When they laugh, let it sharpen your focus. Every insult, every whisper, every side eye, use it. Turn it into fire. The moment you stop caring what they think is the moment you take your life back. Because the truth is, nobody cares as much as you think they do. They're too busy judging themselves, too busy hiding their own weaknesses. The same people who mock you for chasing your dream are the ones too scared to chase theirs. They project their fear onto you. They want to see you fail because it justifies their own laziness. Don't give them that satisfaction. When you walk into a room, walk in like you belong. Not because they said so, but because you put in the work. You faced the pain, you earned your confidence. Stop living small to fit in with small minds. You weren't built to blend in. You were built to break through. The only person you need to impress is the one who looks back at you in the mirror when the lights are off and no one's watching. That's the judge. That's the critic. That's the truth. Every second you spend trying to please others is a second stolen from your mission. Every moment you waste worrying about being liked is a moment you could have spent getting stronger, smarter, more disciplined. You're not here to be liked. You're here to win. You're here to evolve. So stop asking, what will they think? And start asking, what will I become if I keep going? Stop chasing applause and start chasing growth. Stop performing and start becoming. Once you stop caring what others think, you unlock a level of freedom most people will never taste. You move different. You breathe different. You grind different. Because you're no longer trying to be accepted. You're trying to be unstoppable. Earn your own respect. The only voice that should matter is the one you face in the mirror every morning. That reflection staring back at you knows everything. It knows the truth about your effort, your excuses, your lies, and your potential. You can fool the world. You can wear a mask for everyone else, but you can't hide from the mirror. That's the one place where you can't fake it. You can post a version of yourself online. You can talk tough in front of others, but the mirror doesn't buy it. It knows when you quit early. It knows when you said, I'll start tomorrow. It knows when you chose comfort over growth. That reflection is your real judge, your real opponent, your real competition. Most people live their lives trying to earn respect from others, but the truth is, external respect means nothing if you don't respect yourself. You can have people clapping for you, cheering your name, calling you strong, but deep down, if you know you cut corners, if you know you gave half effort, that applause will echo hollow. You'll hear the cheers, but you'll feel the emptiness because you can't buy self-respect. You can't fake self-respect. It's earned through work, through sacrifice, through doing the things no one else is willing to do. The mirror doesn't care about your words, it cares about your actions. Every day is another chance to build that respect. It starts the moment you wake up. Do you hit snooze or do you rise when you said you would? Do you keep the promises you made yourself when no one's watching? The small moments, those are where self-respect is built. The discipline to keep going when no one's there to give you credit. That's where the mirror starts to nod back at you. That's where the reflection begins to show pride instead of guilt. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about earning your own respect through action. not talk. The problem is, too many people are chasing validation instead of self-respect. They want people to think they're winning more than they actually want to win. They want the image of strength without the grind that builds it. But when the lights are off and it's just you and the mirror, all that fake confidence fades. The mirror doesn't care about followers, likes, or applause. It only reflects effort. It only shows what's real. You can't Photoshop your reflection. You can't filter your conscience. You either did the work or you didn't. You either faced your weakness or you hid from it. The mirror always tells the truth. Earning your own respect means doing what's right even when it's uncomfortable. It means pushing yourself through the days you don't feel like it. It means staying loyal to your mission even when it's lonely. It means holding yourself accountable when nobody else will. The world won't always pat you on the back. People won't always see your grind. That's fine, because the mirror sees it all. The mirror sees the sweat, the tears, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt where you kept going anyway. That's where self-respect grows. In the dark, in the quiet, in the struggle that no one else sees. You earn your respect by earning your peace, by knowing you did your best, no matter the outcome. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be real. Every time you follow through, every time you show up, every time you face your own weakness, the mirror starts to reflect something different. It starts to reflect a warrior, someone who's honest, someone who's built from truth, not comfort. Self-respect is the foundation of confidence, and confidence is not built by being praised. It's built by surviving your own doubts. There will be days when you'll question yourself, days when you'll feel like you're not enough. That's when the mirror becomes your test. Will you stand tall and keep going, or will you break under the weight of your own excuses? Every day you either gain or lose respect for yourself. There's no middle ground. You're either building yourself or betraying yourself. When you skip the work, when you let fear make your choices, the mirror remembers. And when you push through pain, when you keep promises, when you do the things you said you would, the mirror remembers that too. Earning your own respect is about living in a way that your reflection becomes your ally, not your enemy. When you wake up and see that person in the glass, you should be able to look straight into your own eyes and know you didn't cheat yourself. You didn't take the easy way out. You didn't let fear dictate your path. The only validation that truly matters comes from that silent nod in the mirror after you've done what most people won't do. That's where real peace comes from. That's where real strength begins to form. That's the moment when the mirror doesn't just reflect your face, it reflects your truth. Pain over approval, growth comes when you choose discipline and pain over comfort and validation. The truth is, most people are addicted to being liked. They'll do anything to keep people happy, to stay accepted, to avoid discomfort. They'll trade their potential for approval. They'll sell their purpose for a moment of comfort. But the ones who truly grow, the ones who evolve into something unstoppable, they stop chasing validation and start chasing pain, because pain is the price of transformation. Pain is the gatekeeper between who you are and who you're meant to become. When you choose pain over approval, you stop living for others. You stop shaping your life around opinions and start shaping it around discipline. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, bored, or scared. It only cares that you show up. Comfort tells you to take it easy, to slow down, to relax. But pain tells you to keep going. Pain tells you that growth is happening. Pain tells you that you're alive, that you're doing something real, something worth fighting for. People think pain is punishment, but it's not. It's a teacher. Every rep that burns, every failure that stings, every rejection that cuts deep, that's the universe refining you. That's your body and mind being rebuilt stronger than before. But most people run from it. They run back to comfort, to praise, to approval, to the soft illusion of safety. They want to be told they're doing great, even when they're half committed. They want people to clap for effort instead of results. But growth doesn't live there. Growth doesn't exist in applause. It exists in the grind, in the pain, in the moments when no one's watching and you're still giving everything you have. The people who choose pain over approval understand that discipline is a form of love. Not self-punishment, but self-respect. They know that pain is temporary, but the strength it builds is permanent. They don't need validation because their proof is in their progress. Every time you push through the discomfort, you're sending a message to yourself, I'm stronger than this. Every time you keep going when it hurts, you earn another layer of mental armor. That's how warriors are built, not in comfort, but in the fire of resistance. Choosing pain means doing the hard thing when no one else will. It means saying no to distractions, no to easy shortcuts, no to fake praise that leads nowhere. It means embracing the grind even when it's ugly. It means being okay with being misunderstood, being doubted, being criticized, because you know what you're building is bigger than their opinions. Approval fades, but the lessons from pain stay with you forever. Comfort makes you fragile, but pain makes you unbreakable. Pain is not your enemy, it's your ally. It's the only thing honest enough to show you where you're weak and real enough to help you grow. Every time you hit that point where you want to stop, that's where the magic begins. That's where comfort ends and evolution starts. When you train your mind to chase that pain instead of running from it, you step into a level of freedom that most people will never experience. You stop caring about being liked and start focusing on becoming legendary. The world teaches you to seek comfort, to find approval, to fit in. But greatness demands the opposite. You have to be willing to stand alone, to suffer alone, to bleed for something no one else understands yet. That's where the edge is sharpened. That's where the weak break and the strong are born. Every successful person has walked through fire. Every disciplined soul has faced pain that would make others quit. The difference is they didn't quit. They didn't need approval. They needed progress. The real growth happens when you stop craving validation and start craving discomfort. When you stop asking for applause and start asking for challenges. When you stop needing others to tell you you're enough and start proving it to yourself through action. The pain you feel in your discipline, in your sacrifice, in your loneliness, that's the foundation of strength. Every scar is proof that you chose the hard road when the easy one was right there waiting. The moment you stop chasing approval, you become dangerous. You become someone who can't be manipulated by praise or destroyed by criticism. Pain becomes your compass. It becomes a signal that you're on the right path. The world will call you crazy, obsessive, too intense. But that's just the noise of people who've never gone all in. Let them talk. You're not here for their approval. You're here for your evolution. The pain you embrace today will become the strength you carry for life. The discipline you practice when no one sees will become the power that makes you unstoppable. The comfort you reject now will become the greatness you earn later. Freedom through rejection. When you stop chasing acceptance, you become unstoppable. Rejection becomes fuel. Most people spend their entire lives running from rejection like it's poison. They fear it, avoid it, and let it control every decision they make. They want everyone to like them, everyone to agree with them, everyone to approve of their path. But what they don't realize is that chasing acceptance is the fastest way to lose yourself. Every time you bend your truth to fit in, you break a piece of who you are. Every time you silence your voice to avoid rejection, you silence your potential. The moment you stop needing to be accepted, that's when you actually start to live. Rejection is not a dead end. It's a mirror showing you where you need to grow. It's not meant to break you. It's meant to free you. When someone rejects you, they're giving you an opportunity to find strength in your own validation. They're forcing you to build confidence that doesn't rely on other people's opinions. The world won't always applaud your effort. It won't always understand your mission, and it won't always recognize your value. But that's exactly why you have to stop waiting for it to. Freedom doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being real, even when being real costs you approval. Every powerful person you admire has been rejected. Every strong soul has been told you're not good enough, you're not ready, or you'll never make it. And yet, they kept going. Not because they were immune to pain, but because they turned rejection into a weapon. They let it burn, and then they turned that fire into fuel. Rejection doesn't destroy the ones who expect it. It sharpens them. When you accept that rejection is part of the process, you stop fearing it. You start to see it as proof that you're doing something bold, because only those who dare to step out of line, to break patterns, to dream louder than the crowd, ever face true rejection. When you chase acceptance, you become a prisoner of opinions. You move cautiously, you speak carefully, you hide your ambition to avoid being judged. You end up living a watered-down version of yourself, safe but hollow. You trade authenticity for approval, but when you embrace rejection, when you stop caring about who claps and who doesn't, you find freedom in your own truth. You stop performing and start becoming. You stop begging for belonging and start building your own path. Rejection doesn't limit you. It liberates you from needing validation. The reason rejection hurts so deeply is because we attach our worth to other people's responses. We think a no means we're not enough, that we failed, that we're unworthy. But that's the wrong mindset. Rejection isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a redirection towards your strength. It's life testing your resilience, asking, how bad do you want this? Every door that slams in your face is teaching you independence. Every person who doubts you is teaching you belief. Every opportunity you lose is pushing you towards something better, something that requires a stronger version of you. When you stop chasing acceptance, you stop moving in fear. You stop overthinking your every move, wondering if it will make others happy. You stop diluting your passion to fit into a system that was never built for your vision. You start doing things because they matter to you, not because they'll be liked. You start walking into rooms with quiet confidence, knowing that you don't need everyone to believe in you. You only need one person, yourself. Rejection gives you that clarity. Strips away the fake support, the empty praise, the superficial relationships, and it leaves you with truth. It shows you who's real and who's not. Freedom through rejection is about learning to stand alone. It's about realizing that solitude is not weakness, it's power. When you stop needing others to validate your path, you become unstoppable. You move faster, think clearer, and act with purpose. You don't waste energy trying to please the world because your focus is on building your own. Rejection becomes a training ground for mental toughness. It's where your resilience is born. Every time you get rejected and still choose to keep moving, you're proving that you don't need their permission to rise. Most people will never experience real freedom because they never allow themselves to be disliked. They crave comfort, approval, acceptance. And in doing so, they give up their authenticity. But the ones who stop chasing acceptance, the ones who embrace rejection, they start living without fear. They don't need validation to move. They don't need applause to feel worthy. Rejection no longer hurts them. It drives them. It reminds them they're alive, that they're still daring to risk, to fail, to grow. Because the moment you stop running from rejection and start feeding on it, that's the moment you step into a version of yourself that nobody can control. Your life, your war. Nobody else is living your battles. Their opinions can't fight your demons. Nobody knows what it feels like to wake up in your body, to carry your pain, to face the thoughts that keep you up at night. People will judge your path without ever walking a step in your shoes. They'll talk about your choices, your failures, your scars, as if they understand what it took for you to still be standing. But they don't. They can't. Because this life is your war, not theirs. You're the one who bleeds for it, sweats for it, and fights through it every single day. You're the one who faces your demons alone when the lights go out and the world stops pretending to care. You can't let people who've never faced your pain tell you how to fight your battles. They don't know what it costs you just to keep going. They don't know how many nights you've had to talk yourself out of quitting. They don't know how many times you've had to rebuild yourself after being torn apart. They'll give you advice from the sidelines, but they've never stepped into the arena. It's easy to talk when you're not the one getting hit. It's easy to judge when you've never been on the edge. That's why you have to stop giving their opinions so much power. They can't fight your demons for you, and they can't save you from your war. That's on you. The world is full of voices trying to tell you how to live, what to do, who to be. But the truth is, most of those voices are just echoes of fear. People project their own insecurities onto you because they're afraid to face their own battles. They'll tell you to play it safe because they never had the courage to take a risk. They'll call you crazy for chasing something bigger because they settled for something smaller. You can't listen to that. You can't let the weak guide your war. Your life demands that you take ownership of every scar, every mistake, every win. This is your fight, and you can't outsource it. Every person you meet is fighting their own war, but your war is yours alone. Your pain is unique, your struggle is personal, and your purpose is yours to define. That means your path won't make sense to everyone, and that's okay. You're not here to be understood. You're here to overcome. You're here to conquer the chaos within yourself. You're here to turn every wound into wisdom, every loss into strength. That's why you can't live based on what others think. Their opinions won't carry you through the storm. Their validation won't heal your wounds. When the fight gets hard, the crowd disappears, and all that's left is you and your will to keep standing. You have to accept that not everyone will believe in you. Not everyone will support you. Some people will doubt you, mock you, even hope you fail, but that's fine. Their disbelief doesn't define your destiny. You don't need them to see your vision. You just need to keep fighting for it, because every battle you face alone builds something inside of you that no one can take away. Pain carves strength. Struggle builds armor. Failure teaches precision. Every hit you take, every time you get knocked down and still rise, that's how warriors are made. Your war is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to test you, to strip away the weak parts of you, to force you to become the kind of person who can carry the weight of your purpose. That's what most people don't understand. They see the outcome, but not the grind. They see the victory, but not the blood it took to earn it. They'll call you lucky when you win, but they'll never see the losses that forged you. That's why you can't base your worth on their praise or their judgment. You're not fighting for them. You're fighting for you. When you start owning your war, everything changes. You stop blaming others. You stop waiting for help. You stop expecting someone to save you. You realize no one's coming, and that's your power. Because the moment you accept that it's all on you, you stop being a victim. You start becoming a warrior. Every day you wake up and face life head on, you're proving that your demons don't control you. You're proving that your scars don't define you. You're proving that no matter how hard it gets, you refuse to bow to the pain. Nobody can live your life for you. Nobody can fight your war for you. Nobody can face your demons but you. And that's what makes you dangerous. Because once you stop waiting for someone else to understand your struggle and start owning it, you become unstoppable. You stop fearing the fight and start finding power in it. You realize that every battle you face is shaping you into something unbreakable. This is your life, your war, and it will be won by your hands, your heart, and your relentless will to keep going, no matter how many times you've been knocked down.